Ho, ho, ho. Oh, man. Ho, ho. Holy crap. It's almost Christmas. Man, I have recorded this beginning multiple times, and hopefully this is the last time. Hopefully this is the version we all get to live with. Oh, my gosh. Anyways, welcome back. My name is John. This is my channel, The Origin Factory, and stay tuned for some deep thoughts with The Origin Factory. Just kidding. That's BS. Anyways, what are we going to talk about today? Go over some of the Black Friday deals I got and stuff I bought for the Merry Christmas to Me money. Basically, I spent money on future project stuff, nuts and bolts type stuff, and a little bit of channel news and updates, and a little bit of RC news. But before I get into all that, I want to thank our subscribers. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much. That's what helps us out the most as a new channel, is subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're willing to do so, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're subscribed already, if you continue to support us by either like, commenting, or sharing. So, yeah, I'm going to do some overhead video today to look down on the bench, which we haven't done that in a while, to look at some of this anodizing stuff. What else? First, I want to talk about a little Vanquish news, which was of interest to what I thought was interesting lately. They started up Trucks of Fortune again, which is awesome. It looks like it's pretty much anything is up for grabs and available in Trucks of Fortune that they're currently producing and have in inventory. I don't think the optic kit is available, but I did see that people are taking delivery of the optic kit, which is fun to see. We did already see one person with the carbon fiber panels. So like they said, there was carbon fiber panels mixed in. I haven't seen anybody else yet. But we're just starting to see people post pictures on the Facebook group of what they're getting. So they said they did produce more than one set. So we weren't waiting to see just one set produced. So there will be more popping up. Trucks of Fortune, it looks like custom colors again of anodizing bits, wheels, that kind of stuff, servo horns. You have to watch their live stream for all the details. I didn't take notes on that one, but I think the Trucks of Fortune is $649 this year, limited to 2 per household, I think, per address. What else with that? I think that's about it. Like I said, they did talk about on their live, meaning Vanquish just recently talked about on their live stream that the H10 aluminum axles were coming out soon. Haven't seen that yet, but today is Tuesday, and the live stream's this afternoon. So I'm hoping to hear a few things today. I'm hoping to hear a due date for Ripper 2, because they said they would need a couple weeks before they knew if it was going to be before Christmas or not. So maybe this live stream, they will tell us that, yes, you'll see it by Christmas. No, we won't. I have no idea. We have not seen any inclination or hints to whether or not that's going to be released before Christmas. They also talked about in one of the last live streams that the H10 aluminum axles, like I said, are on the way soon. So maybe this live stream will get an update on the H10s and the Ripper 2. Don't know. Another thing I'm dabbling with, or contemplating, I should say, I see other YouTube content creators talking about the 12 days of Christmas, and they do Christmas videos for the 12 days leading up to Christmas, which means one a day up till Christmas. Should mean roughly the 12th, thereabouts, and do one a day. And today's the 10th. And so I'm thinking about diving into that and hopefully using that as a motivation to get me back in the groove of putting out videos. With that comes the push to come up and be creative and have ideas and have stuff to work with. So we're not just throwing spitballs out there and hoping they stick. Hopefully I got some ideas. Man, 12 days. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. We know they all won't be home runs because I'm not to that level yet, but we'll try to make them interesting. We'll try to make them entertaining. It'll just be something fun to do. I'm up here in the upper Midwest of the United States, and we're heading into winter right now, and we're getting into our cold season now. Usually New Year's Eve, we start to see our coldest temperatures up until like the middle of January, late January. Like coming up this week, we're going to have -9 degrees Fahrenheit for the overnight lows. For those of you that speak Celsius, that's like -20, and that's not including wind chill. Those of you unfamiliar with that is they do speak wind chill in our weather forecasts, meaning, so if the actual temperature says -9 degrees Fahrenheit and we have, say, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds, they do what's called the wind chill factor, which they say, you know, at 9 degrees minus Fahrenheit with 10 degrees wind, it may feel like -20 on the skin. So let's say like -20 wind chill. To me, it's kind of BS. It's kind of a fear-mongering thing. It's like, when it's that cold, you're all covered up anyways. You don't have bare skin showing. I mean, you may have on your face a little bit, you know, because we don't. I mean, that's how I got in the beard routine, because half our year is winter and half of it's tolerable. We basically got 2 ways of life here. But anyways, let's go to the overhead video or the overhead camera, and we'll look down on some of the stuff we got going on here. Hold on. So here we go. Here's a sample of all the anodizing we just had done. So all these chassis pieces here and axle stuff. This is for an origin build I got coming up. I'm doing a gray origin. So I had the diff covers done in red, but then bumpers and sliders and axles and the knuckles and all the other parts are gray. And these are the infamous chassis braces. This was a used set that I acquired, and they were beat up, so we cleaned them up and sanded them and got rid of some marks, some gouges on it, and then had those anodized black. And here's some Spec RC wheels that we had colored. This is Vanquish Battleborn wheels, just to kind of show you the similarities. So the one on the left is the Vanquish Battleborn, and the one on the right is the Spec RC. So as you can see, very similar. Where it may not be cost effective to go down that road to do Spec RCs because they're more expensive. You know, so if you want a wheel that Vanquish makes and they have the colors that you like, for example, it'll be much more cost effective to go with the Vanquish. But if you want to do a custom color, like say this is the same style wheel, so if you want to do like a green wheel with a gray ring, which, you know, Vanquish doesn't offer either, because like this one, it's hard to tell, but this is actually a ring that I had colored gray, you know, a Vanquish ring. So then, you know, you could strip a Vanquish, you know, Battleborn and make it green, or you could start with a Spec RC, a raw one, make it whatever color you want, or you could strip a Vanquish one. You know, if you're not able to strip it yourself, they do charge you to strip it. You know, an anodizer. But you don't want to media blast or sandblast. You want to chemically strip them, because being that this is aluminum, it's not that, you know, it's a softer material compared to like steel. So if you use like media blasting or something on something this small and intricate, you can start to change the dimensions. By that, I mean, you can start washing away metal with, you know, with an abrasive an abrasive blaster of some sort. So you really don't want to media blast or sandblast little small aluminum parts. I mean, generally aluminum, you don't want to do that at all. It's mostly for steel parts. So yeah, usually use a chemical stripping process to get rid of old anodizing. Yeah. But this is what I love Spec RC for, and that is getting wheel designs that nobody else makes. So like this wheel is very similar to the centerline wheel for Ultra 4 trucks, like the one used on the Funhaver Bronco. And so he makes this set here, and that's what I really wanted these wheels. What I really like using Spec RC for is you get a raw wheel, and then you color it to exactly the way you want to make it, and then there you go. So now I got a really close example of the Ultra 4 wheels, you know, from the Centerline makes. Very happy with that. I'll probably put up a picture of the actual wheel. But yeah, so I mean, anodizing can be a little intimidating because if you've never done it before, meaning went down the road of looking it up, investigating it, all that kind of stuff. Definitely use the Facebook groups. There's a lot of people on there that have done anodizing, so ask around for referrals to who to use. In my own personal experience, I find that using a larger shop for doing multiple pieces is much more cost effective than using a small shop. But if you're going to just do like one set of wheels, you're going to pay a lot less using a small shop usually, because usually they're charging you per piece, whereas a large shop is going to have a minimum batch size, which, yeah, you can figure it out number wise what you're paying per piece, but they're basically looking at it like, okay, you got to spend at least this much for that color. Whether you do 5 pieces or 60, you're going to pay the same price. So if you do 60 pieces, yeah, you'll probably get a better price with a larger shop. If you're going to do 4 wheels, you're probably going to get a better price using a smaller independent shop. And what I did notice with some of the smaller shops is they have more color choices generally, whereas compared to the shop I'm using, they have a lot of standard colors where they got this OD green. You know, this is a light gold, not the ring, but the wheel itself. That's a light gold. You know, we got blues, we got reds, grays, clear, black. You know, you got your standard colors, which are great, but you don't have like high impact, you know, neon colors, pinks, your really bright reds, really bright golds. Like this gold was not done at the place I'm using now. This was done by an independent shop. I'm not going to give referrals to any shops because since this is going to be on the YouTuberverse for who knows how long, people may be in business, may not be in business at the time you see this, or maybe they are no longer doing good work. And since this isn't paid sponsorship, I don't really owe it to anybody to endorse them for this. So I just highly suggest that you check around, do your own investigation, maybe go visit a place, talk to people that have used people, you know, that do this process. What I have had a problem with independent shops is usually it's a one-man show, which is not a bad thing. The bad thing is it's usually not their primary source of income. And so they kind of come and go, meaning they're in business one day and the next day they're not. So, you know, like I said, it's all give and take. I will continue to do it as long as I find somebody I feel comfortable doing business with. Because I like the ability to have custom colors and do stuff and personalize it, like doing these origin parts. Origin parts are no longer available, so I am always reconditioning these for every origin build. Like these sliders. These were used sliders. As you can see here, they're all smoothed out. I sanded them. You know, smoothed them out, reuse them. Same with these bumpers. These were used bumpers. We fixed up these bumpers good enough to use. Reconditioned them. So when you do that, you remove the coloring off of them. So meaning that you're going to have to recolor them. And I really like the way the gray I've done a couple gray origins and I really like how they turned out. So I've been doing gray ones every now and then. So yeah, I mean, it all depends on what you're after. If you want something unique nobody else has, or you just love certain colors, they're not readily available, there you go. Have your own made. If you want raw wheels, you can get raw wheels from Spec RC. And they always come with custom rings. You order the rings and the wheels together. They don't come with a standard ring like Vanquish and then you upgrade later. They come with the ring you want immediately. But it's an ordering process. There is no inventory. So that's the other, there's a lot of give and take with this. It's a smaller business, Spec RC. So there's a lot of little idiosyncrasies you have to deal with for that type of product. A little longer wait times, a little more cost, but a lot of different options, ability to get them raw, stuff like that. And he doesn't sell them colored. He does offer colored ones occasionally that he sells that are pre-ordered or pre-made by him. And then he just puts them up for sale. No choice of color to you. Just, hey, I got this set. I did it in this color. There you go. Anybody want to buy it? And they usually sell out quick. You can see his stuff on Instagram and on his Facebook group. So, yeah, that's kind of a brief overview on the anodizing. Okay. So here's what I blew my Merry Christmas to me money. I didn't buy Trucks of Fortune this year, from Vanquish. I wasn't terribly interested in that because I have a lot of upcoming projects, so I'm building my own custom rigs, So, and it didn't make sense for me because I needed to buy materials and supplies for the builds more than I needed a random truck that I wasn't really planning on buying anyways type thing when I had projects, on the fire. So, but I did buy from Spec RC, they had the mystery box, which he hadn't done for a while, and he fired it back up. So, let's look at this for the first time. Okay, cool. So this is one of his designs. These do resemble real one-to-one wheels. If you search around on the internet, you'll find out most of his wheels are similar to one-to-one wheels of some sort. I think this wheel, actually, Battleborn makes a wheel like this. I can't remember the model name now. Shoot. Because I did research this wheel at one time, and I did look it up, and Battleborn had a wheel very similar to that. These have got the plastic rings. So this was the most common, your most likely setup, or your most likely version of the mystery box you would get, which would be one of 10 designs on the wheels with the black plastic rings. There was a chance to get anodized wheels, anodized rings, alloy rings, but this was your most basic. This was, the price was the same for all of them, but this was your most likely version. Let's see, and I did it twice, so let's see what the other one is. And Spec RC, we got our stickers. Everybody needs stickers. Oh, okay. And this is an 8-spoke. This is when I first saw these wheels, I'm like, oh, that's similar to the Battleborn. No, it's not. The Battleborn wheel. Let's see. I got the Vanquish one right here. Stick my arm across there. There we go. So there's the Vanquish Battleborn on the right. So as you can see, that's 10-spoke. So the Battleborns are 10-spoke. These are 8-spoke. So similar design, you know, a little bit bigger openings because there's less spokes, so there's more room to make a bigger hole, for example. But yeah, so once again, with the plastic rings, your most likely combo. But yeah, so it's, I don't know. I never researched this wheel to see if there's somebody that makes something similar to this. So I don't know if that's a Battleborn wheel also, or if it's another manufacturer's, but most of his wheels are similar to a real one-to-one. So yeah, so that's our mystery box. So that was kind of fun. I know my friend Rob, he did get an anodized set. I think they were orange, and then he got a set that had the black poly rings. And here's some stuff. So Spec RC, because you order wheels and rings together, they don't sell rings just as regular inventory, you know? So occasionally they put up open orders just to order rings. You know, because sometimes you end up buying their wheels secondhand from somebody who bought them originally, and you may not like the rings they come with. Or you may have a set of the plastic rings like the ones I got in the mystery box. And that's kind of why I did this, in anticipation of getting a set of wheels that I may get secondhand and put a set of rings on there that I like better. And so when the mystery box came up and I saw that they're going to have plastic rings potentially, or most likely, I thought, you know what? I'm going to order a couple of these. And if I get the plastic rings, I'll switch them out and I'll put these aluminum ones on. So that was a little pre-planning that paid off. This, yes, Reefs 500 in black. I love the black. I mean, I do like the clear, the raw one too, but I love the black one too because it fits certain builds that I do where I want the servo to not be as obvious. These are a little more hidden when you have a lot of black, chassis and black surroundings. But yeah, so Reefs had 15% off everything on their website over Black Friday. I don't remember how many days it went. Might have went all the way to Cyber Monday. So I wanted to stock up on servos for inventory for future builds. And actually I had builds that I wanted black servos on that I have silver ones on. So I'm going to swap out and do the boo-boo shuffle. And then this was from A-Main. I got a couple extra Fusion Pros because Black Friday, or leading up to Black Friday, they had 20% off of everything Hobby Wing. So that was a huge deal. That was wonderful. I think I saved $60 buying 2 of these. So that was wonderful. Then they had 10% off everything else, I believe it was. And then one of our viewers needed some Vanquish chassis parts. And it was stuff that I had laying around that wasn't a big deal. You know, it was stuff that I would probably just soon throw away. And he was looking around for that stuff. And I said, you know, just send me some shipping money or whatever, and I'll send them to you. And he was very appreciative. And he sent me a hoodie, which has an International Scout on the front of it. Let's get this show off the road. Yes. So, Ash, thank you very much, sir. Hope you appreciate the parts. I do appreciate the hoodie. The one downside for Ash is he's in Canada and their postal system, the workers are on strike. So I don't know if it's resolved yet. I know when I shipped the stuff, they were still on strike. So it's like, oh, dude, you know, because labor strikes, you never know if that stuff's going to resolve quickly or months. So Ash, I hope you got the parts by now. I don't know. I haven't talked to you recently, but anyways, hope you're doing well. Thank you for the hoodie. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, let's go back down to the camera. Welcome back to the bench. Anyways, getting giggly here. It's getting late. It's time to go home. It's time to go to bed. It's time to go home and feed the dog. We've been splitting wood here this afternoon because the studio is heated by wood. So it's just a totally different way of life here 6 months a year, at least for me. Not everybody has the life I do, because I do snow removal in the winter, do tree service in the summer, and, you know, and heavy construction or dirt work, and, you know, excavators, skid steers, you know, dirt and gravel, that kind of stuff, construction type work. So my years are split in half with what I do. This half of the year I do that, the other half I do this. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, so the anodizing stuff, definitely that's it. Don't be intimidated by it. Just do your research on your own. Get some references from people on the internet, you know, like the Facebook groups. Definitely a good place to go for that information. Look for some referrals. I really don't want to give referrals on the video because videos can be out on the internet for years, and maybe the person I refer now isn't good then or isn't in business next time, and nobody's doing any paid sponsorship for this, so I don't really owe a name to anybody or owe anybody's name mentioned on this video, so prefer not to. Just suggest that you do some research on your own, look for some references, all that fun stuff. Yeah, Spec RC, you know, that's kind of a thing that's not for everybody. If you want raw wheels, definitely a place to go. You definitely want to make your own, do your own anodizing and do your own custom colors. Definitely, get wheel designs that aren't readily available. Definitely a way to go. If you're content with, say, like Vanquish designs and their colors, then yeah, it's going to be more cost effective to go through Vanquish. There isn't a whole lot of discernible differences that were like, man, they really blow you out of the water with this one versus that one. It's more or less the trade-offs of what you're getting with one versus the other, and Spec RC is going to be slightly more expensive. So, but, you know, with Vanquish, if you start buying different rings and all that stuff, that starts to add up too. So it's all what your desire is. Maybe you're the person that's content with the SSD wheel, so it's not for you. I get it. Not everybody wants to spend their money that way. It's a personal thing. So yeah, so I've got Vanquish Origin project coming up. Like I showed the parts, dark gray, red diff covers. I haven't picked out the wheels yet for that setup. I did the Ultra 4 wheels. That is going to be for, I'm going to redo my optic. I'm going to redo the livery, and I'm going to redo the overall look of it. So that's going to be one of the video ideas I can do. Hopefully I can get the graphics done quick enough within those 12 days so I can do it from start to finish before Christmas. So that's one thing that's going to be done. Like I said, the Origin build. What else? Maybe I'll do the Origin. I'll do the chassis build on the benchtop video. That's another idea for a video. But yeah, so that's, we're getting up there in minutes now. We got a full video here. So yeah, so we're going to try to do the 12 days of Christmas deal. We're going to, I'm apprehensive about it because it's just whatever. It is what it is. I need to get back in the routine of doing videos. It hasn't been snowing. It's slow here. I got to get myself going. So doing a video every day for Christmas, that should be a good thing to get me going. So anyways, hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, hope you got some Black Friday deals. Tell me in the comments what your best deal was, what your Whether you got Trucks of Fortune or if you cashed in on the Spec RC deal or what you guys were spending your money on, leave me a comment. Once again, thank you to all our subscribers. You guys are awesome. That's what helps us out the most as a new channel. If you haven't subscribed yet and you're willing to do so, it'd be greatly appreciated. And if you subscribed already, if you continue to support us by either like, comment, or sharing. So, you're going to see my face on a regular basis here very, very soon. So, God bless. We'll talk to you soon.